That's messed up. That's messed up. That's messed up. That's a little messed up. That's messed up twice.
Hang on, help is on its way. I'll be there as fast as I can.
Some of that stuff is part of the normal construction process. Some of it's not. I'm going to show you which is which, what you really don't need to worry about because it's going to get taken care of, and the stuff that really is a big red flag. We are standing in a $500,000 house in a luxury subdivision thanks to Mr. and Mrs Tampa Bay, who were nice enough to let us use their house to film in. We're doing their blue tape walk on Monday, and their inspection came back. There's a lot of things that, okay, there's, you know, we'll call that a yellow light. Here's something that needs to be fixed, but it's normal and part of the process. There are a couple red light things that need to be fixed that aren't normal and part of the process. But to be honest, this is one of the highest quality builders in the entire area. And y'all, this is, you're watching sausage get made when you're looking at this. So things like this are to be expected. There is no perfect builder out there. They don't exist. There will always be something. And I'm going to show you those somethings, just so you know when you go buy your own new place, what you're seeing is typical. There are two things here that are a little messed up. One, this bush right here is a little too close for comfort. When those branches get that way and they get onto the air conditioner itself, it can actually mess with its ability to cool down and reject the heat from the house. So that could be a problem. Now, they tried to do the right thing. They planted these bushes around the air conditioner. They did this because when they grow in, what you do is you shear the back of the bush off, and then the front of it sticks out, and then it's kind of pretty. You've got it, you know, surrounded by bushes, and you don't see the air conditioner. So their heart was in the right place. That one is just a little too close. Number two, air conditioner isn't necessarily level. Over time, is that a bunch of geese? What the hell? Anyway, air conditioner is not necessarily level here. Over time, and it takes a few years, but over time, what happens is the bearings inside of the air conditioner will wear funny, and it'll cause premature failure of the unit if it's not sitting exactly level. Super easy fix, but that's one of those things that you definitely need to take care of. Some of the flashing up there is a little uneven. Over time, that could potentially cause water issues. Easy fix, part of the process. That's messed up right there. There's a little bit of a dent in the gutter up front. All they have to do is replace it. That's why you do walks, and that's why you do inspections. Out in the driveway here, we got a little bit of a crack going on one side, and a little bit of a crack going on right there. Very likely what happened is somebody came over this with like a bobcat or something extremely heavy after they put in the curb. Sometimes that happens. It looks like they already know about it because it wasn't us that spray painted those white arrows there. Looks like the builder did it. But stuff like that, they'll definitely fix. One big red flag that this house does not suffer from is drainage. Now, when you go to buy a new house, or really any house, you need to make sure that there's not water pooling next to your foundation because that can cause mold and all kinds of stuff. This, basically, you see this little divot between the houses here that follows my finger? That is called a swale. And it's more pronounced when you get to the end. That swale is there to facilitate drainage between the houses and keep water away from your foundation. If there is not a good swale, do not buy the house because you're begging for foundation issues. Does that sign really say no swimming? Dude, like who would, anyway. Floors. So right here, you'll see where there's a little bit of a gap. This is going into the pantry. It's normal to have a little bit of a gap there. This entire floor and all the LVP floors that you see, they all float underneath. There is a gap between this floor underneath that trim and the wall. That is normal. If you see it during construction, again, it's 100% normal. Now, if you can see where the end of the plank is, not normal. This gap, it's okay. This is inside the kitchen island. I'm looking at the bottom of one of the drawers. This is the power that comes on the side of the island, so you can plug in your, espresso machine or whatever. There is supposed to be a metal protective sleeve around that wiring right there. And you can see when I open this and close this, it doesn't hit it, but you see where it'd be nice to have, right? I mean, because it's right there. It was left off. They are going to take care of it. Doesn't mean they're a bad builder. Doesn't mean they're a low quality builder. They're just still in the process of making the sausage, right? You got to trust the process. Windows. So I'm going to show you two windows side by side. This one opens and closes smoothly, and you can hear that, right? But listen to this one. Doesn't open and close so smoothly, and you hear that? So that window needs to either be adjusted or replaced. In my experience, it probably just needs to be adjusted, but 99 out of 100 builders, they won't even think twice if it needs to be replaced. They'll just tear it out and replace it. I am upstairs in the roof. I can't get a good picture of this, so I'm going to show you the picture from the inspection. There is a damaged roof truss. How does that happen? It could have happened during construction. It could have happened after it was put in and somebody fell down, somebody did something, but I'm going to put the picture on the side of the screen. There is a damaged roof truss up here. Now, that sounds like the end of the world. This is a red light. However, there is an established process with the county and the zoning people to fix these things. Basically, you have to have paperwork. Each one of these trusses is inspected. If they know there's a damaged one, it's inspected personally by the county and the builder. And between the builder's engineers and the county engineers, they come up with what is an acceptable fix. There is paperwork documenting the whole thing. Your warranty is 100% whole. You don't have to worry about it. Technically speaking, after they get done with the damaged truss, it's stronger than it would have been in the first place. Maybe it's the lighting, maybe it's me, but this stuff right here, this is right on the fireplace itself. It looks like it's either dirty or miscolored, one or the other. But regardless, fit and finish, they'll take care of that. This is in one of the auxiliary bathrooms. There is a little bit of a tiny little bit of a leak that comes out of here, and the sink doesn't necessarily drain properly. So what'll happen over time? Down here, where the hell's my finger? There it is. Down here, and you can kind of see where there's like a little stain right there. Down here, the water can over time warp this board. Any kind of drainage problems, those are red flags. That could potentially mean that something made its way down into the drains or into the pipe during construction, or it could just be a bunch of, crud that's down there. Regardless, that is a red flag. They will take care of that. That is potentially a serious problem, but we know about it and it's going to be addressed. So things that really do need attention and really aren't laughing matters, any kind of roof damage, either in the shingles or inside on the trusses, like I showed you with that picture, that's a problem. Foundation cracks, little tiny cracks are one thing, right? And there's an engineering spec that goes with it. I don't remember what it is, but your building inspector will know. I think it's like a ½ inch, don't quote me on that. But any kind of a crack that's like a quarter of a ½ inch, that's definitely a problem, especially because the house is probably very brand new, right? That's new construction. That's why we're all talking about this. Third, mold. Any kind of mold issues. And yes, I have run into that once in a brand new house. You would think that that's impossible, but it happens. Any kind of drainage issues that you have next to the house. Anything that would cause water to pool next to your house. Like I showed you outside with that swale. This place has a really good swale. That is a problem. And any kind of plumbing drainage issues, any kind of blockage, sinks that don't necessarily, or tubs that don't necessarily drain quickly, that kind of thing could spell a problem because there could be construction waste down inside of those drains. Those are pretty much your comprehensive list of red flags. Those are like the serious issues. Everything else, if you're seeing it, that is by design, and you will not see that after your blue tape walk. The last thing that you want is uncertainty when you're moving down here. You're moving here from out of state. You're not here to oversee the entire construction process. That can cause anxiety, right? And this is a beautiful place. The whole point of you moving here is to relax and have fun and enjoy yourself. That's why we make these videos like this, because we want to facilitate that for you. If you are looking for a real estate agent, we can help you. Can you get a new home without using a real estate agent? Yeah, you can. Technically, you can. Will it save you any money? They will not cut a penny off the price of that house if you don't have somebody like me to back you up when you're buying it. It will not save you money. There's no downside in using one of us to help you. Along those lines, one of the big concerns that you guys have when you're moving down here is if your home can stand up to the force of a hurricane. You're not from a place where hurricanes hit. Again, anxiety, totally understandable. If you look at this vid that you see to the left, we address that whole thing for you. I go up inside of the ceilings for you. I dig inside of the walls for you. I'm in actual construction site in this video. I even go up underneath and I show you, talk to you what's underneath the foundation and how all of it ties together to help your home stand up to a hurricane. Thanks for watching.